The wheel order crude oil this morning into New York. I was focusing on crude oil. I saw something really interesting on crude oil, which got my attention, and I was looking deeper into this chart work. I will zoom it a little bit out for you, and then you will understand me directly, probably. I was looking to crude oil around the London session, around this area right here. I knew in my mind there was a value area high, equal high scenario building up right here, you know. So price came in this beautiful supply area, and there was a lot of imbalance within this level. So I knew probably the big whales going to look for some trades, you know. There was also some limit orders building up within this level on the DOM, you know, in depth of market. Another thing that I can show you right now, because the DOM is on current market conditions, so that orders are already out. But what I could show you is the footprint chart in combination with the technicals in front of you. So we had two levels of value area highs. Price created a lot of selling pressure as soon as price reaching this level. Let's look first on the left. This value area high was a valid supply area for me, and I have highlighted two levels. I have highlighted this level with 0/12, which is an interesting level, and we had some more interesting spots into this area, you know, so that this, and you could highlight this entire level, so that you could highlight this entire zone, but it will be a pretty big zone. So for me, I've highlighted this candle right here, where was an entire candle with pretty high level on the ask side, 0/12. So talk on talk traded, not the biggest level, but if you zoom a little bit more in, you could see we have a 122 over 0, 130, 199 over 0, 29 over 0, 2085 over 0. So back in the days, this was also the level where price tanked absolutely to the downside and created this seller leg, okay? And we could validate this tank to the downside with all this large contract traded on the left side, okay? So yeah, that was a beautiful scenario. And if you're looking more to the left, so I've highlighted this level and I've highlighted this level, and maybe the most interesting thing was the value area high ID, which was building up. So you can see price failure to break to the upside over and over again. We tried, but we were not possible to break, okay? And so my trade is not purely executed based on this tiny level with all that levels on the bid, you know, but I had it on my mind, you know, and we could not break this level. So we tried a few times, and then you could see on the right side, sellers were appearing on the ask side. So there traded contracts were coming into the markets. On the top, we had a lot of limit orders that showed me a lot of high numbers on the right, on the DOM, on the in depth of markets. So these two things with each other gave me the idea. Those institutions, those big whales, are going to tank short orders around this level, and that was also validated on the footprint chart in front of you, because you had 33 contracts traded on the ask side, which was the first sign for me that the market orders came into the market. And then the combination on the right side, on the DOM, where we saw the limit orders appearing as well, we're waiting to get triggered, and then they finished with 0.14, and we failure to break again, you know. There was no single time the entire session that we came higher than this level. And this was also the the level, like I said, on the DOM, where the limit orders are get waiting. So it's also a round number, around 75, you know, which is an institutional number, round number. There was interest of selling, and it was confirmed on these two clusters, this and that, you know, two entire candles. So if we zoom a little bit more in technical wise, you can see that this was still a bias move, and then the last push was invalid, yeah, whatever you want to call it, rejection candle, sign of weakness, you know, high area created, and then finally we break structure, little bit of consolidation, and the lowest point get out right here, value area high get respected, and then all the limit orders were ready to tank it. I have also highlighted for you a couple of interesting spots. We have the delta and we have the volume, and I also want to show you, as soon as price reached this level, that the volume was increasing right here. You know, there was still a lot of volume, and then we see a little decrease in volume, and then we see as soon as we came lower that the volume is increasing again, you know, and we have a lot of negative delta. If you count the numbers, we still had positive delta right here. We came in with positive delta, but probably this was the highest positive delta in the entire session. So the entire London to the New York session, this was the last highest point of the positive delta. From that point, price changed it from positive delta to negative delta, which is also a sign that institutions are willing to sell around this level. From increase to decrease in the delta, and an increase in decrease to decrease in volume, which is also a lot of strength in selling pressure, you know. Confirm it on this high area, confirm it on the 0/33, 0/13, 0/14, you know. So you have a lot of different elements, the footprint, the super DOM, the delta, the volume, also a bit technical wise, high area, supply on the left, a lot of imbalance on the left side, which you cannot miss, you know, you can definitely not miss. So my entry was, after I saw this candle, I saw this last pinpoint, I saw all the limit orders on the super DOM get triggered. So I had no doubt in my mind, I'm gonna sell around this arena, you know. I didn't wait for the structure break. I was one of the first, probably, with my market orders, stops above this level, and I could ride this wave down pretty nice and accurate. I didn't drove the entire wave to the downside. I saw the maximum level were here around the low area, so I took profit around this area. Value area low, also pretty interesting. We had another value area low. Of course, you could split your trades halfway or in quarters, or example that. And as we know, if crude oil moves, it moves hard, instantly, and especially with the big and large numbers to the upside, with the elements of the super of the in-depth of markets. Beautiful scenario combined with the delta and the volume. Tons of elements, you know, tons of elements. This was my trade for the day, London to New York, one trade a day. Keep the 9 to 5 away, just joking. No, but beautiful example. Hope this explanation makes sense to you. And on to the next recording. Wish you the best. Peace. So less than 24 hours later, we have our vision on crude oil again. And if we zoomed a little bit more out, the bigger picture, you can see what's happening within less than 24 hours on crude oil. This value area is again respected. It's beautiful respected. We talked about the imbalance on the left, we talked about the value area yesterday, we talked about the DOM, we talked about equal highs, equal lows. As you can see how price spiked in the equal value area low and rejected this level and came back to that value area high again, created a few more value areas high. But the most interesting thing, if we zooming in this picture right here around this edge, this equal high area in combination with its supply and the value area high area, we will see that there is something really interesting we're happening within this level, to the absolutely T again. As soon as price printed to this level with this bullish candle, there was simple a last grab of liquidity. You can see that on the ask side there were appearing again sellers, institutional sellers. We printed a beautiful candle, 0/98 level is almost equal on 100 contracts traded on market orders on the ask side. Absolutely beautiful. And if you're looking to the downside in terms of delta, you can see that the delta was changing again from really positive delta to deep red negative delta around 400 delta, 200 delta, 173. Sellers appear again on the delta around 400 with huge with a huge volume, increase of volume. So this is really beautiful, how you can see how price pushes into this level and absorb all that sell orders and tanking absolutely to the downside again, on the same level, you know, so on the value area high level, on our supply level, which I explained it 24 hours ago, how beautiful the delta is changing from positive to negative when we hit a major level like this, and the decrease and increase in the volume. And if we checking out technical wise, you can see a beautiful and deep push from sellers to buyers, from equal lows to buy orders to sell orders into value area low levels. And you can see price testing large price ranges on crude oil. But once you understand this, the identifying of large whale orders, sky is not the limit. Absolutely beautiful, equal lows, equal highs, supply, value area, and of course the DOM, also very, very important. But yeah, just a quick thing to show you how this level that I explained 24 hours ago is absolutely respecting to the T again. Okay, on to the next video. Peace.